What's up, guys? My name is Justin. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back on iRacing for the Kneebon5 Charlotte Legends Shootout. This is kind of a special event that Nick is putting on because the Legacy Charlotte course is being retired in about a week and a half here at the conclusion of the season. So this track will be no more very soon. So someone recommended to Nick that we do a special event for this, and Nick decided this was the car track combo he wanted to use. So big thanks to Nick for putting this on, obviously, and all the effort he puts into these fun community events like this. Also, big thanks to Will, Sprawl Racer. You all know and love Will. He put the set together for this. I made a handful of adjustments, just little tweaks for my preference, but he did all the legwork for this. So, big thanks to him. Took quite a bit of time out of his day to put something together for me to be hopefully pretty sporty and competitive. I feel pretty good about where we're at, but it's such a short format. I have no idea how this is going to stack as far as how we're going to grid up. No idea where the green comes out. No idea how difficult it's going to be to pass, etc., etc. But it seems like we should have plenty of pace to make the final. We're going to have a couple of heat races here, short heat races, and then we're going to have a feature race. So we'll just have to see how it works out. Not sure how it's all going to go. Thanks, SK. Appreciate you, buddy. I'll go wish him good luck if I can find my keyboard. So we'll see how it goes. I think we'll be there or thereabouts. I feel like we can definitely get a top 5 out of this. So again, thanks to Nick for putting this on. Thanks to Will for putting all the work into the set. We do have one teammate in here today. That's Jake, JJC. Finally in the JKR Discord after many, many, many attempts to talk myself into giving him an invite. But he's a great dude, really friendly, really funny, just as much of a stats nerd as I am. Not sure if he's running the same set that we're on today or not, but he's usually pretty talented and quite fast as well, so I expect him up towards the front. So, yeah, we got 3 separate heats here of 3 laps apiece, so very, very short, literally going to be like 2.5 minutes here. And again, no idea how this is going to sort out, but only top 2 go on to the feature race, and I think the feature is going to be like 21 cars, so I don't know how many we have here today. I didn't mean to transfer from heats, but oh well, I don't know what that means, but we'll see how it works. So regardless, we'll just have to try to put up towards the front. We have an LCQ that hopefully we will stay out of, and I assume that'll fill the last 15 spots or whatever, and that's like a 10 lap feature. So we'll see how it works. I feel pretty good about where we're at. I feel pretty comfortable with this set. Ran about 2 LCQs, I guess that makes sense. I feel pretty good about where we're at. I ran about 15 laps of practice and was pretty comfortable. Again, just made a couple small tweaks from what Will had put together for my own personal preference and what I need to feel in the car, especially around here on cold tires. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's fun. Hopefully we get a nice draw here for the Q positioning. And whatever heat we end up in, hopefully we're far enough forward so we can make some moves and get in these top 2. So we'll see how it works. It looks like we are starting 5th in heat number 2. I don't know who's ahead of us. Kyle and Nick Martin and SK. And who else? Dan Taylor and Sean is starting behind us. So it's very strange how this is all sorted out. No idea, but only the top 2 go through. So we'll have to play it by ear and see how this works out. We'll watch Scott here just to see what starting 5th looks like. Watch where the green flag comes out, etc., etc. I expect the favorites in our heat to be myself and Sean, but coming from 5th and 6th is going to be pretty tough for sure. So we're just going to have to play it by ear. Again, LCQ, not the end of the world. It's for fun. It's all a fun race. Obviously, we want to compete, be near the front, but yeah, we're just gonna have to play this one by ear. So we gotta not mess up. That would be a disaster to have to mess up and screw everything completely. So, anyways, I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below if you're new. Appreciate you all so much, and we're gonna watch this first heat, and then we'll roll through for heat number 2. So it's standing starts. I didn't even realize that. Holy shit. Okay, well, that changes things quite a bit because I did not practice a standing start at all. So yeah, we'll have to remember not to jump the start. No idea how this is all going to work. I don't know who's good, who's fast, who's starting in front of us or around us. Looks like SK struggled a little bit for pace. Dan's pace was pretty good. Kyle's pace was off quite a bit, and Nick's pace was okay. So Sean and I, in theory, should be able to drive up forwards, but you know, that's easier said than done. So looks like the top 2 of this heat have gotten away a little bit. Mark looks to be in 3rd, and Scott here holding down 4th position. Again, 3 laps is quite short. It's only 3-minute session, but they shouldn't even need all that. So yeah, if you start towards the front or get away here in the first couple corners, trick is going to be not to screw it, basically. Again, don't know how the kind of LCQs work and all that stuff, but we'll just have to play that one by ear. Keep an eye on it. Matthias there in the 75 looks quite fast. 81 is I don't know who. I don't know what any of these random paint schemes are, but regardless, looks like that's Philip Dinsmore in the 8 car, and then Billy there behind. So looks like Gavin Ropchan and Dale Burke are up at the front. They've gotten away, so they're on lap 2 of 3 now. So yeah, quite short race. Not going to be very much that goes on here in this one. Let's go check out the battle for the lead. I'm sure Dale's smart enough to know he and Gavin are both in transfer positions. No need to go crazy or do anything wild. You're going to transfer in where they're at. So yeah, we'll see how we can do from 5th. Again, hopefully it's okay. But 5th is not too bad. We only got, I guess, 7 cars in ours, and there are only, 22 cars total. So unfortunately, one person right now is going to miss out on the feature. Hopefully it's not us, but everybody else will make it at least. And then 10 laps, again, not very long at all. So just have to play it by ear. If we can get into the main from this first one, I feel pretty good about our chances. But obviously, we're going to have to try to go forwards, and we're going to have to hold off what I'm sure is going to be a hard charging Sean. So going to be difficult, going to be tricky. We just got to pick our moves, be smart. Again, I think that Dan's pretty fast, and we'll see what Nick can pull out in race trim. But Dan's definitely going to be, starting from 4th, is going to be our toughest competition in front of us, and then Sean, obviously, right next to us / behind us. So coming to the white flag here. Oh, nope, sorry, this is the checkered flag. Apologies, I had that wrong. So Gavin and Dale will advance through, and we will get ready for our heat. That is them done, and we will start P5 for us. I have no idea how the standings start this. So we're just going to have to play it by ear. I don't even know if the car is a clutch, to be honest with you. So we'll just have to figure this one out. So while everybody else finishes up, we'll just have to wait a sec. Okay, and here we go. So we were, P4 or something in practice. So I felt okay about that. But again, that doesn't really mean anything. So Alan is also quite fast in this one. Make sure you don't have an oval set on. Yeah. That's pretty much why I wanted Will to put some time. I didn't want him to. He was gracious enough to put some time into this for me. So we do have a clutch, which is nice. All right, here we go. Let's try this out. I think we were 3 wide. We might still be 3 wide. Not exactly sure. Oh, Dan was trying to close me off, and I was already in there. My apologies, Dan. I felt like I was up in there far enough. All sorts of gravel and shit on the tractor. Holy cow. All right. Well, now we got to chase down Kyle and Nick. We got away from that somehow. All right. Not too far behind us is Sean, so we're going to get to the right side of Nick there, get by that position. That's good. Kyle slid a little bit out wide, so we'll fill that hole on driver's right into turn number 1 or 2, whatever number we're on. Sean should pretty easily get to 2nd here as well, so hopefully we can stay alive here. Track is absolutely covered in dirt. Or sand or whatever the heck this is. So yeah, that's actually was pretty successful. Sean is going to get to 2nd here up the inside. We have about a 1.2 second gap, so he and I were able to make our way through the field. Again, apologies to Dan. I felt like I was up in there far enough to just kind of take a normal line through the corner, but obviously tried to close us off, and I tried to back out, but I really did. I just couldn't back out fast enough, so apologies to him. All right, one more lap. Don't know if we have any damage, but shouldn't really matter too much. These are relatively strong cars around here. And again, no idea how the grids are going to work for the heats, or from the heats to the main, so that's why we had to get up as far as we could here. A couple more corners to go. Sean has run a great lap here on this last lap. I've been a little bit cautious, but he's actually run a really good lap, so he got a little out of shape there, but still made up time on entry. And we will take heat number 2. All right, well, that went pretty well. I'll go apologize to Dan real quick because that was probably my fault. I'll go back and watch it and see if it was something I did wrong. But I felt like that's just a product of this chaos. But let's go watch it back, see how that start went for the first couple corners. SK started in front of me. I got to his right, and he just slid there, no harm. Oh, we got advanced in the next one, so we'll watch that in a sec. But anyways, got to his right and backed out of it when I realized that we were in a weird spot there. SK spins in front of us. Dan's off to our left here, and we managed to stay just about on his quarter panel. I mean, by the time he's coming to close us off, I mean, again, I'm still feel like I'm alongside, and I'm not in there hard. I'm trying to back out when I realize he's taking this corner here, but I just clip him, and unfortunately he spins around. So unfortunate, probably my fault, but again, that's just a product of this weird shit. So looking up at the front of this current heat, though, I will still go apologize to him while I'm thinking of it here. I just gotta find him. But Jake has gotten the lead of heat number 2 from Wesley, so hopefully Jake can go ahead and finish this one off. Who's the 7 car? Oh, it's still Wesley, and then Nick is back in 3rd. Jacob Freeman is quite fast as well. Looks like he is going to go take 2nd position. Jacob very fast in pretty much everything that gets run. He's a really good driver. Aggressive driver for sure, but a very good driver. So he's up to 2nd now, trying to chase down Jake with 2 laps to go. And then, yeah, we're going to have some, I guess, some features, LCQs of sorts. I don't know how they all exactly work out, and we're just going to find out together here. But again, unfortunately, one car I think is going to miss the feature because we're going to have 21 that make it. Looks like one goes straight to the feature. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We'll find out together. Anyways, we're in no because we won our heat, or we were, top 2. So Jake's still leading heat number 2, coming to the white flag here. So appreciate Dan not being upset. Oh, 7 at a big twitch around a downshift. Shane going to move up to 3rd. And Warren trying to come with. Can Jacob going to do anything with Jake? Anyways, though, I appreciate Dan for being chill about it. Again, obviously, this is just kind of a clusterfuck. You got to go. It's 3 laps, and, Spire said clear. He got a clear call. I never got a car left call even. I don't know why. Not that I recall, at least. But anyways, I'm glad he's not upset. That's just kind of one of these weird things. It's going to go like that. So anyways, Jacob did run down Jake, but he's just going to run out of time. He's going to end up 2nd, though, and transfer through to the main. Jake is going to win this heat, and then we will be on to the whatever these are. I don't know what they are. Are they mains, like E-main? I think Nick might have had a mistake there because he's back to 7th. All right, so we're into the C main, it looks like. Again, appreciate Dan. It was not his fault, just one of these deals, racing deal, weird shit happens. So, all right, top 7 move on. So one car is going to miss out here, which is really frustrating and unfortunate. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. So unfortunately, we'll watch Nick here, who's not in the transfer spot right now. He's starting at the back, but he is going to be the one that currently is not moving on. So standing start, green flag. At least we kind of sort of know how to standing start this thing now, or at least not completely screw it over. So SK out in front of Nick here. Hopefully he can survive and get through. That'd be great to see SK in this thing. Cool. Appreciate Dan. So, all right. See what Nick can do. He's still at the back currently. There's potential for contact and spins and mistakes and all sorts of stuff here that would really change the outcome of this as far as who moves on. So I think that these 7 go straight to the feature, and then we're going to have a second set where all 7 move on to the feature potentially. I don't know exactly how that all works out, but we're going to find out together. They're quite the cluster up there in the top 5. We got Mark, Shane, Allen, Philip, Bryant. A lot of guys close together, and this is a 5-lap main or heat or whatever you want to call this here, LCQ. So 5 laps is plenty to make some passes. SK just going to bail out for Nick and hope to survive if there's a mistake or another issue, so that makes sense. Still chilling nice and smooth. It looks like everybody's a little bit more spread out now. SK still back there somewhere, but we'll keep our eye on Nick here since he's kind of basically got everybody else in front of him. Scott Holder right ahead. We were watching Scott in that first heat. Nick trying to make a pass, but there isn't really a true passing zone around here, except into that kind of turn 3-4 hairpinny area. Even that's not a big break zone, and you don't really have any momentum, so it's very difficult to make a pass there. But there aren't really any other passing zones here because you're on partial throttle so much around here. But Nick is going to take a look to the inside of turn 1, get the nose alongside, didn't push out, makes a nice pass. That's for 6th position, and the 5 ahead of him are pretty spread, so nothing to be too concerned about there. Let's go take a look up more towards the front. Watch these top 5 battle. Mark currently running 5th, and of course the Domino's car. How could you forget the Domino's car? So what are we, coming to 2 to go? Yep, coming to 2 to go. So this reminds me a lot of the Street Stock Series League, whatever that we ran. That Mr. Robinson, Nick, not the other Mr. Robinson. Wait, no, that was the one from Saturday Night Live. What's his, Mr. Rogers? Was that the guy from the kids' TV show? Mr. Robinson was the one from SNL. I wasn't old enough for that, but I know of it and I've heard of it and think it's hilarious. So, anyways, Mr. Nick Robinson won the Street Stock Series. Chris Midmark and I, actually, Chris isn't here tonight. Not sure if he's busy or has something else going on. He's in like Sweden or something, so he has quite a late night to come join these, but. He was the one that was battling for 2nd in points. Ethan was up there as well. Miss E, he's been quite busy as well lately. Miss him. I'm trying to think of who else was up in contention for the points there. Jacob was up in there, Nick was up in there, and more people. So, yeah, but that was a lot of fun. Sean was up in there for a little bit. But that was a lot of fun, that series, and we did have heats every week. If you remember back, that was like 7 or 8 months ago now. That was quite a while ago. But we had heats for that every week, and qualifiers and mains, and that was a ton of fun. That was one of the better leagues I've ever been a part of. It's just so much fun, the whole format, and I wish we could do something like that again, but I understand it's a pretty unique, specific thing. But it was quite fun. So they're on the last lap now. Mark's still holding down here. It looks like Scott has been passed by SK, so SK might get into this puppy if he can survive one more lap here. And unfortunately, that'll send Scott home. And then we'll be on to the second LCQ, which is going to be another 5 laps for another 7 spots, but I think there'll only be 7 cars in that one. So Shane going to come all the way through, pull out ahead quite a bit, and he's going to take a victory over Bryant, Allen, Phillip, and Mark as your top 5. Looks like Nick is, a big spin there for Phillip, but I think he'll slide across the line. SK versus Scott. This is for the final transfer spot into the main. Looks like Nick's going to come through for P5 there, Shane P6. Wait, so was that Shane that spun out? I'm still confused, but either way, it looks like, Shane must have had the toe or something. Something happened to Shane there. Black flag, disqualification? Something happened, but unfortunately, Shane's not going to make it, so not sure what that was, but that's, I guess, how it goes. I guess we got 8 cars in this one, too, so we're going to have, 7 that get into the main from this, another one going home, so that's unfortunate. We're going to have a couple that miss out, but yeah, all very interesting. It looks like there was contact between SK and Scott, but that's okay. So hopefully Dan can finish top 7 in this one and get in. It looks like, based on what the feature thing is saying, that we are going to start 2nd in the feature to Gavin, who won the first heat, ahead of Jake, who won the next heat, and then it's going to be Dale, all the 2nd place finishers. So yeah, there we go. Oh, big pile up out of turn 1, and that's Billy, I think, that lost out and went around there. And 75 is Matthias. Thankfully, Dan makes it through that one up to P3, it looks like now. So now Billy is really in danger of falling out of this unless he can make up some serious ground. Not sure if he has any damage. Field's going to get quite spread out there. That was a contact right up towards the front there that started all that. Again, 5 laps, not the longest race ever, but long enough. Here's Matthias all over the back of somebody, maybe Jarek. Jarek into the chicane, very, very hot. Almost made contact there. 4 laps to go. Not sure what happened to Shane. I'm really curious because I thought he was good because he had his thing cleared. Very strange. But anyways, yeah, Matthias still hanging on to 7th. Billy not too far behind. Again, if they keep backing each other up or Jarrett continues to back up Matthias, not out of it. So, unfortunate for Shane. I really thought that Nick cleared it. He cleared the black flag, but maybe you can't clear a jump start or something. I don't know. Very strange, obviously very unfortunate. You never want to see that. I think he was going to win the thing, so that's just really, really unfortunate. Billy has now caught the back of the pack here. Looks like this is still Matthias. Nope, it's Jarek and Kyle towards the back here. Oh, okay, so he tried to clear it, Nick did, and for some reason it didn't work out, but really unfortunate. Billy is making good ground here. Again, tweak it super hard in my heat. I don't know why, but I live somehow. Oh, Jake. Love you, Jake. So Warren's absolutely run away with this. Warren was exceptionally fast in the warm-up. He's pulled all the way 4+ seconds now on Dan. Dan's up to P2, which is awesome to see. He'll get a decent starting spot for the feature, which is great. Very happy about that. Probably a top 10 starting spot. I'd assume he'd start 10th. So 2 laps to go now. Kyle still behind Jarek, who is right in front of Billy. Billy trying very, very hard to get caught up here. Not far behind, but 2 laps is not very long to make up the time. Jarek going to go for a spin. Billy blinks. Jarek saves it somehow, but he's going to be under heavy pressure here. Billy tries to go around the outside turn 2, runs off track, but is able to make the pass in the left-hander. Jarek going to have to fight back basically immediately. Can't do it. Billy does run a little bit wide, though. Jarek taking quite an interesting line there. Not sure what the decision-making was for that. Oh, another big slide for Jarek, so he's going to have to fight really, really hard here to get back to Billy and get into this transfer position. Otherwise, unfortunately, he will be going home. Warren is gone at the front. Dan has a nice about 2-second gap now back to Wesley. Taking the white flag from the final B main, LCQ, whatever you want to call this. And again, pending no black flags and no mistakes, that's going to be your top 7 because I don't think Jarek quite has the pace to get back up there. And not if he does that for sure. So there's a spin for Jarek. So that's going to be him going home. Unfortunate. And again, the other DNQ, I guess, of sorts is going to be Scott. So now we turn our attention to the A main. Just 10 laps, very, very short. We should be in good shape. We're starting P2. Not sure what kind of pace Gavin has, but we know that Jake is going to be very fast behind us. We saw that Sean was exceptionally fast. Who else is up there with us at the front? We'll see what Dale has. Jacob, we know, is very fast. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Again, top 5 would be a great finish. Hopefully we can just contend at the front, maybe get away. Obviously, we're not going to have any restarts or stackings, anything like that. Starting on the outside, P2 scares me a little bit, but nothing too crazy. So there's your top 7. Billy's going to come through and finish in 7th position. There was a slide and a spin across the line there. A really close battle for like 3rd through 6th there. That was crazy. They're all separated by like 2 seconds. But that's that. And now we turn our attention to the A main. All right, here we go. 10 laps. We have warm up first, I suppose. But starting P2, I guess I'll practice some. Try to cool off a little bit. Light rain. Oh boy, that makes it interesting. What do you do in light rain? That makes it terrifying. In 15 minutes, we're going to have 100% rain. What do you do? That's crazy. Oh, I'm still going to practice my starts, though. That's terrifying. That's a wrench I didn't know he was going to throw into this, but. Yeah, rain. That's right, Mark. Very light rain, so I feel decent about the standing start. I have no idea if these cars are on slicks. I'd assume not, so we'll probably have to start, on slick tires, or dry tires, I suppose, not slick tires. Start on dry tires. Hope for the best. We probably won't even notice it other than the start, so we have to be very careful, especially on the cold tires, to make sure we point the nose, get straight, get rolling smoothly before we worry about making lap time or do any weird pace stuff. So, going to be an interesting track dimension change, but I feel good about it. Again, big thanks to Nick for putting this on. Big thanks to Will for building this set. It's been killer. We got the heat win. See if we can finish this puppy out and run decently in the feature. I feel like we, again, have decent pace. Maybe not winning pace, and again, anything can happen as we saw there in the heat races, but I think we have a chance to be okay, so. Easy to get in trouble, though. Again, rain might go a little bit crazy. We'll see how it works out, but I think we have a chance to be all right, so. Appreciate you all again so much for coming and giving this video a watch. Again, kind of a different quirky type of video, special event type of thing, so appreciate you all, and I hope you're enjoying it. Felt like this has been a decent enough lap. 46.6 was run by Jacob there. We'll see what this lap is for me. 45.9. That was a monster lap. I don't know how I pulled that shit out. That's the fastest lap of anybody. Jake actually ran 46 dead, so I assume that he's either on this set or a very, very good set of his own, but definitely quite fast. So Will, you built a rocket ship nonetheless. Feel good about it. Again, we did have clean track there. We had nobody in front of us, nobody to get in our way or make any mistakes or anything like that. Clean track, but still absolute rocket ship. So appreciate all the hard work, buddy. Oh, big slide there from Gavin. He's actually the pole there, so we should try to figure out what he's doing here so we can see how we can try to beat him these first couple of corners, get some clean air on track. 45.6 for Jacob that time. That's really truly flying, so just as much pace. Sean 46 dead. Excuse me. So it seems like, yeah, those are the four I kind of highlighted earlier that are going to be in contention, and they're definitely going to be the four that are going to be up at the front here. We'll see what the rain looks like with the weather. Track's still dry currently. Again, we probably are going to have to start on dries regardless, because it's just going to be a sprinkle for a couple minutes. And even if the track is not dry, it will dry quickly. And I don't think rain tires are going to be the move unless it's absolutely soaked here. Well, currently raining. Track is lightly wet. That's quite wet. I don't know, man. That's quite wet. Oh, what to do? I think we gotta go rain tires.
This was more rain than Nick advertised.
I think we gotta go with wet tires. I think that it's just gonna be too slippery to try to do it on dry tires, especially if it's gonna rain for even another minute. What the hell? It's a fun race. We're here to try stuff. Let's try rain tires. If it doesn't work out, so be it. It's lightly wet. It's not very lightly wet, so. Jake's going with the dries. I'm going with the wets. I don't know. These cars don't have wipers that I can tell. I don't like any of this. Rain shouldn't last the whole race, but the race is only a couple minutes long, so. You're on a wet tire. Yes, I am. We're trying it. I'd like to try and survive. We're gonna be basically blind because we got. We're gonna see. Here we go. Let's go for it. Jake out ahead. Not going to run into a teammate, of course. Don't really want to go around the outside there for sure. Sean has gotten through. Jacob's gotten through. So the four fast guys are up towards the front. See how we survive this. I have no idea how we're going to make a pass in the rain. I didn't know how we were going to make a pass in the dry. So just keep chilling, cruising. Again, 10 laps is quite a long ways. So who knows? So hard to get power down. You can't see shit. These cars don't have freaking windshield wipers. We'll get through the lead. I think Jake let us have that there. He braked quite early. Not let us have it, but once we got position, he rolled out of it. Quite slippery, quite wet, and again, can't see, so being out front is going to be quite important, I would think. Visibility is going to struggle. It's still raining for now, and again, this is only going to be like a 8-minute race or something, so.
Sorry.
It'll be quite difficult. Quite slippery. Sean took a big lunge at Jake. They both survived though. A little bit too hot into the backstretch chicane there, but thankfully we survived and made it. All right, well that's 2 down. It's quite slippery. We're not fast enough for sure to run at the front of this, but Jake and I have gotten away a little bit from Sean and Jacob now. They're battling for third, it looks like, back there. May encounter some traffic in this one. That should be interesting. Nice twist. I think Jake definitely has more pace than us, but we got the track position. Hopefully we can force him to have to get a little bit aggressive, but again, he's a mega talented driver, so.
Nice, Jacob.
Looks like Jacob just turned around Sean there. Again, those two are both extremely aggressive drivers, so now it's myself versus Jake at the front of
You
this.
want to complain now the shoes on the other foot there?
Yeah, nice brake check, just parking it.
I wasn't brake checking it, I'm slow.
All right, 3 down. It's going to be very interesting because once the track does dry out a little bit, well, then what do you do? Because we're all on wet tires. They won't overheat in just a couple laps here, but it is going to change how we have to drive this just a little bit. Obviously much softer, more groove tires here than you'd see if they were quote-unquote slicks or dry tires. So good to know that Will says even pretty good in the wet. Obviously was not built for this. I didn't realize it was going to be wet. I don't think anybody really did.
It's not being as fast as you are in Carl or Mickey Mouse.
All right, 4 down. Got a little bit of gap on Jake, but not very much at all. Best lap for me for the moment. Again, we'll see how that holds up. A couple of cars are off the back slower, but hopefully we don't catch them here in just about 6 more laps. There we go, thread the needle. It is quite slippery, folks. I know that we haven't had really any big slides, but it is quite tricky right now. Really having to work hard, and I'm sure Jake will say the same when he sees this later. Can't see my turn in there because someone has hit the barrel. I think Jake is just following me when we're aiming for this. All right, 5 done. We're halfway. We have about a 4.5 second lead back to Jacob and Dale with a great 4th place run so far. So doing okay. We're in good. Excuse me. I'm trying to drive and talk. We're in a good spot here. Feel pretty decent about where we're at. Car still feels okay. Still raining, so that's going to actually help us with our tire life. Just keeping them cool. Again, we're not really pushing too terribly hard, but you have to slide a little bit to make lap time. Quite difficult. Very, very tricky. Little bit of gap back to Jake now. We may have made a slight error somewhere, but obviously he's still cruising. Good battle for 3rd going on. About 5 seconds behind us, though. All right. Oh, let's not overdo it there. 6 down, 4 to go. A little bit of a slight mistake there by me, but we got away with it. Not too much slip angle, please and thank you. I would love to drive one of these on a road course in real life. That would be mega fun. All right. Starting to pull a little bit of time on Jake again. It's very difficult to pass around here, as you can tell. Hopefully we don't again catch Nick Martin, that is up ahead of us. Seems like our pace is decent though. Very, very tricky. This is crazy. Crazy slippery, crazy complicated. No margin for error like that. Dropping the wheel in the brake zone. Saw Sean do that in practice earlier and he died. That got my heart rate up to about 350, but we got away with it again somehow. Just sloppy. A little bit sloppy from me. Allowed Jake to close down a couple tenths. 3 laps to go. Pressure's definitely on. I'm having to try a little bit harder because we know that Jake is quite capable of coming up and beating us. He's very, very fast.
I bet Billy.
4 seconds up ahead here to Nick up ahead. As you can see, he may be on dry tires or something. Hopefully he just jumps out of our way, I would hope. Hopefully we don't have to fight too hard to navigate through him. All right. big spin there. He's actually just going to spin out of the way, so that's good for us. Hopefully he doesn't rejoin in front of Jake. Jake might have made a mistake there and spun as well. He dropped back. He's 4 seconds back now, but looks like he keeps going. So popsicle sticks, 2 to go. We now have quite a big gap, 4 seconds. Nothing crazy, nothing stupid. Plenty of gap. Freeman's not going to be able to catch Jake, I don't think. Dale's still hanging on the back of Jacob. Looks like it's finally stopped raining now with 2 to go. SK up ahead, couple seconds. Again, lap and a half here. We shouldn't catch him. And even if we do, we don't really have to go anywhere. We have some gap. Yep, white flag indeed, sir. Cred at one bank. 1 more to go. Sponsor me, please, so I can buy a Legends car and run in a road course in the rain, maybe. That would be a lot of fun. Quite enjoy this 4.5 second gap. Nothing stupid. No pressure behind. Let's finish this puppy out. This would be a really cool one to get done, so let's go. SK right ahead. Again, no real pressure. If he gets out of our way, fine. Otherwise, we'll just chill here. He's going to jump out of our way. Appreciate you, SK. He's a really nice dude, really cool dude. Love hanging out with him. He's a good guy to talk to as well. About a 1 second gap for second right there. Second to third, Jake to Jacob. Hopefully Jake can hang on here. What a bonkers race, man. This is absurd. Plenty of margin for error. Nice and smooth onto the thing. See, Bryce, this one's for you, buddy. I can drive in the rain. It just requires a very specific car that is not the Mazda MX-5. So we'll take that one. That's a big win for me. It's been a while since we've had a really good competitive drive like that, especially in mixed conditions. That was mega fun.
Here, good one, Justin.
That was crazy. Wow, we will take that. That was utterly insane. That was so much fun. We should do a whole season of this, Nick, if you ever watched this. That was cool. A little bit insane. Maybe not quite so much rain would be good. Or the race needs to be a little bit longer to make the dry tire a viable option. I don't know if anybody started on dries. We'll have to go and check what Jake ended up doing. But we had that one pretty well and truly in control at the front there, especially once Sean and Jacob got to battling. It sounds like they made contact. We won't go back and watch that. We don't want to throw it towards anybody. Thank you, SK. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for letting me go and getting out of our way there. That's really really nice of you. I appreciate you so much, and all your support's awesome. So we'll take that one. Let's go. That's a big deal. Very, very big deal. We'll take that. So awesome race. That was so much fun. Again, thanks to Nick for putting this on. Awesome, kind of special, cool event. Really, really enjoyed it. And they are fun, Warren. That's for damn sure. And awesome to get a 1-2 with Jake there for the team. I know that's going to make Will really, really proud. Thanks, Will, for putting this together. Really, really cool event. So again, thanks to Will for the set. That was the key there. Yeah, Billy was on dries, so yeah, that was crazy. So we will go check out the results real quick. We'll just watch the start, I guess, just to see what kind of happened. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you. Formula Ford. Let Billy know where we're going tomorrow night. Hopefully, well, we're not going to win that one. I'm not good enough in the Formula Ford for that, but hopefully we can have a fun one there as well. So yeah, Jake got the lead there, being on the inside for the first couple corners on Gavin. Got out ahead, and was just content to follow him. Again, knew it was going to take a slide or a mistake or something. He had a big slide there, but going around the top there wasn't going to be a thing. So yeah, that was quite interesting. There we go. We'll just follow Jake through here, I said, and I'm just going to chill out and let this one come to us. We know it's going to be insane. But coming out of here, he had a little bit of a slide. He pushed out wide, so I had a run. Wasn't really planning to take it. See, there we're at partial throttle, but he backed off quite early. I assume thinking it's going to be way more wet out here. And once I got up alongside, he just dropped the wheel on the grass like I did late in the race, and he pretty much gave us this position, and that was all we needed. We got some clean track. We had superior sight because we could actually frickin' see, and that was the key. So we will take that. Let's go check out the results real quick just to see as far as incidents who had what. I guess we got championship points for that. I don't know why that matters at all, but we technically would led all the laps. We did not run the best lap. Dale ran a mega one there in the drying track at the end, but 53.3 in the wet, and then Jake again 53.3 in the wet because we ran those on 4 and 5, and then Dale ran his late in the race on lap 10. And he might have had a little bit of a toe. Not that that's a huge deal, but it can make a little bit of a difference. Jake and I 0x, so whatever he did to drop a wheel, Jake didn't result in any incident points. 0x for Warren as well. He came from pretty deep, made up some spots. Philip made up some spots. Wesley had 0x as well. He came from 14th up to P9. Who else had low incident points? Nobody really. Nick kind of stayed where he was, 14th. And Scott, I guess, technically didn't make the feature. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so that was a lot of fun. I appreciate you all so much. I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you drop that like, sub down below. That's a big, big win. Appreciate y'all, and go check out Sprawl Racer. Will he builds great sets for M2, and as you can see, they're mega no matter the conditions. So appreciate him for putting all the work in, and thanks again, Nick, for putting this all together. So that's gonna be it. Appreciate y'all so much. Until next time, as always, bye.